We are here today at the beautiful and exclusive Morris Park Country Club in South Bend, Indiana. I'm with Robert Guffrey, who is the superintendent of the course. And I have to admit, I'm a little biased. This is where I am a personal member, so I play here a lot. But it's also a place where Robert and the course has made good use out of the Force Z23, which is our keystone product for the line of products under the Force brand. So this is our Z23, and Robert, you have used it. We've had it out here to do a lot of projects with you. We'll talk about some of those projects, but I appreciate you letting us come out today to talk with you and to share with our viewers and our customers what this machine can do for them on a golf course.
Yes, Scott, I appreciate that. And yes, my name is Robert Guffrey. I've been here at Morris Park Country Club for 23 years. This is my 11th year as superintendent.
Talk to me about some of the struggles that you are having in the industry with labor and equipment, and how you're managing that conflict of being able to get things done properly.
Yeah, Scott, so it comes down with finding good help and keeping them for start to finish during the season. During the peak season, we get summer, high school and college kids, which completes our staff, but when they go back to school in August, it makes it very difficult to finish out the season. And the fall time is the most critical part of the season for us, with cultivation practices, leaf cleanup, and continuing to do our regular maintenance that we do all season.
So Robert, I've been out here a couple times where there have been natural disasters, where we have utilized the Z23 for some significant repair work on the course. I remember, now correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was it the summer of 19 or 20 where we had 100 trees blown down here? What year was that?
Yeah, so that was 2019. We lost 123 trees from the bottom and several limbs. And Scott brought his Z23 out for us to use, and it was a tremendous help. He had an attachment that raked up larger limbs and piled them for us without having to use several guys going around and picking them up. And it also helped us out level areas that were completely destroyed. We were able to bring the Z23 in and re-level the ground and prep it for sod.
Tell us what you thought of that and how long that took, and what that would have normally taken you to prepare an acre and a half for sod.
Yeah, it was amazing. We were stressing over how we would be able to repair that area in the middle of the playing season. They came in with the Z23 and within 3 to 4 hours had the area prepped and ready for sod. And it took us longer to lay the sod than prep the area, which was huge for our membership and playability for the rest of the golf season.
So Robert, if you hadn't had the Z23 for that project, and it was you and your men and the equipment you have, how long would it have taken you to get an acre and a half prepared for sod?
We would have been looking at a week to 10 days to get that area ready for sod.
And we were done in 6 hours?
Correct.
Now, if I'm just a dumb business owner, but that sounds like a good business model to me.
Yes.
that sounds like real efficient work. Because there's this battle out there: more labor or the right equipment. All right. Well, labor isn't always dependable. I know you got a great staff out here, but labor is not always dependable. But equipment is, and sometimes there are pieces of equipment or machinery that can actually work more efficient and make more money than actual labor. And I think that's a prime example of doing an acre and a half of seedbed prep. And it wasn't just seedbed prep, it was leveling. We had that thing graded and seedbed ready within about 6 hours. And that seems to me to be a very efficient way of doing business out here.
Yes, and what it allowed us to do, Scott, was to take our focus and our labor and continue cleaning up trees on other part of the property. The Z23 also did a great job getting all the roots out from the old trees. We were extremely, extremely happy to have Scott help us on that project. Without it, we would not have been able to get the course back and open within 10 days of the storm. We
were doing all this work out here. We were so excited about all the things we were doing with the Z23, and you said, what I really need is I need the edges of my sidewalks edged. And would that edger do it? And I mean, my gosh, we were able to edge your sidewalks in.
Yes, you were able to do 3 greens rounds for us in a matter of 15 minutes. All we had to do was come in, peel it up, and pick it up with a shovel. But that would have took us easily 4 or 5 days to be able to complete what the Z23 did in a matter of 15 minutes.
So I would think if you're talking about 3 or 4 days here, you're talking about a week and a half there, you're talking about, 2 or 3 days, taking off the time, that gives you and your staff a lot more time to do some of the things that you just don't have time for. I mean, you talk to me all the time about, I would love to do that, Scott. I would love to do this. I just don't have the time. But the right piece of equipment and the right attachments and the right knowledge certainly gives you a lot more time. And I know time is precious for your team.
Yes, with us having to prioritize on basic setup, cups, markers, trash bunkers, your normal daily things, the Z23 allows you to get into projects that have been on your wish list for several years that you just don't have the labor or time to get to. It has shown us that by having a Z23 allows us to get some of these projects done.
Yeah. This year, ABI was at the Golf Course Superintendent Show in Orlando, and we had an incredible response by the supers down there. This machine was really designed and first built for the baseball market, and baseball has embraced it. We're the #1 machine in all of baseball, I mean major league, minor league, but getting it into the golf course market took some unique attachments. It is a multi-purpose, zero-turn, light footprint, multi-function machine that can do a lot of different things for you. This is the only zero-turn laser machine on the market. We have 8 US patents on the Z23, and a lot of them are around the laser grading capability. So last year, you know, we've at Morris Park, we've gotten a lot of 0 and plus handicappers that have started joining, which is great. We love having the great golfers out here. But one of the problems was that they, on the driving range, 280, 300 wasn't covering it for them. You know, we needed to extend that driving range back for the big hitters, and you asked us to come in last year with the Z23 and help you do that. And what was that experience like for you?
Yeah, so we rough graded the extension of the driving range tee late fall with the plan to seed it, but we wanted to make sure that we had it as level as possible. So after we got it rough graded in, the Z23 was able to level addition of 2,000 square feet within 3 hours to perfect grade, which then we were able to seed it, and they also used the Z23 to seed it for us.
Yeah. All right, so Robert, in my opinion, there's 2 kinds of tee box maintenance. There is maintaining what is there, the sod that is there. That's aeration, fertilization, you know, slit seeding, you know, overseeding, all those kinds of things. But then there is new tee box installation, and that can either be building a new tee box or completely renovating the tee box that you have. Let's talk about how important or how effective this machine could be for new tee box installation.
Yes, so Scott, here in the fall of 2023, we're going to be getting a new irrigation system to replace our current 1963 system. And the membership really wants to add several forward tees for the older membership to make the game more enjoyable for them. And with that big project on hands, we were thinking about marking out and adding these new tee boxes so the irrigation could be placed accordingly, and wouldn't even be an option to think about it without knowing that we have the ability to have the Z23 here on site with us to help make these tee boxes. Not only would it save us a lot of time, we would know that the tees would be laser leveled and completely flat and ready for seed if that's the option we chose instead of spending the money on sod.
Is this something that you could be comfortable with? I mean, this is a laser machine. I'm not going to pretend that laser is like a kid can get up and do it. I mean, you got to have some knowledge, you got to understand it. But are you afraid of a laser machine?
Absolutely not, Scott. We feel extremely confident using the Z23 laser equipment. We haven't had a lot of experience with it, but the time that we have experience with the laser equipment, it was very easily teachable to not only me, but our entire staff.
That'd be great. All right, Robert, thank you. I appreciate you giving us your time. I know every minute of every day is precious to you. So the fact that you were willing to give us some time to talk about the Z23 does reinforce to me how much you like that machine and how much you do appreciate what it can do for you. But again, thank you for giving us this time. Looking forward to getting yours that you've got on order out here soon so that you can have a heyday and get all these jobs done that you've been waiting to have done with the Z23.
Thank you, Scott. We're looking forward to having the Z23 out here at Morris Park Country Club and seeing all the opportunities that it'll give us to better improve our golf course.
All right, thank you very much, Robert.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Scott.
your time.